The Real Brokerage smashes analyst expectations for Q4. The numbers are in and the stock is looking pretty happy right now. So let's check out, see how the Real Brokerage did. Now, we've done several videos on other earnings. We've covered EXP and other brokerages that have released Q4. So at this point, we've covered all of the major brokerages that have released their latest quarter. And Real is up next. So let's check out and see how Real did. All right, so let's get into this. The Real Brokerage, and by the way, this article is courtesy of inman.com, so check them out. The Real Brokerage, a cloud-based company that grew aggressively. We're right here. That grew aggressively in 2023, mowed down analyst expectations, posting a dramatic 89% rise in revenue in Q4. And drew thousands of new agents, which we'll get into how many agents that was. So overall, know that revenue increased significantly. So it's quite impressive to see that, especially from a brokerage that, from any brokerage altogether, because we understand the environment that we're in. We understand that there's some headwinds of the industry. We understand there's still commission compression. We understand that the inventory is still a little bit low. We understand that there is higher interest rates than what we have been used to in the recent years. So to be able to post any type of growth in any part, whether that's revenue, whether that's profits, which not to give away the ending, they did receive losses as well. Just about every brokerage right now is posting losses. But seeing a positive in these key indicators is still pretty impressive. So for 2023, the decade-old brokerage posted $689 million in revenue, an 81% uptick from 2022. So again, just some massive numbers. This is right in line, right in par with its let's call it its rival brokerage. So eXp Realty was the brokerage that pioneered this model that Real now operates, which is the cloud-based online brokerage model. So it's cool to see this type of growth as well. Net losses in the fourth quarter rose to $12 million, almost double its fourth quarter losses of 6.8 in 2022. So while there was additional growth, there was an additional loss, and we'll talk about why that was actually the case here in a little bit. Losses for 2023 increased as well, with the net loss of $27.5 million compared to the $20 million in 2022. So the losses continue to compound. The losses continue to add up. Now here you're going to see that there was also a rise in transactions. We're not going to get into the actual number of transactions. You can see it on the screen right now, but basically another 78% increase in closed transactions year over year. So there's more transactions. Again, I have to commend them because you have a land of less inventory. You have higher interest rates. So there's a lot of headwinds that every single brokerage on the face of this planet is facing, and for them to post a number just that high is astronomical. So growth is real. While its transaction volume increased, so did the value of these transactions. So it goes on to say the amount of real estate volume, which again is another 80% jump. So you're getting close to the 100% year over year. So again, these are just some monster numbers. And as far as the total number of agents, Real's platform increased to 13,650 at the end of the fourth quarter, a 66% increase from the fourth quarter of 2022. Now, here's what I wanted to talk about when it comes to what's a growth strategy, what's really working well for Real outside of the model itself. Real executives touted its newly launched private label recruitment program during the earnings call, which since its launch in January, so earlier this year, has helped grow Real's agent count to approximately 16,000. So they added just a little bit over, 2,000 agents from the end of Q4, and since they unveiled this private label program. So this program allows independent brokerages to join the Real platform without being forced to rebrand their brokerage, allowing them to retain their local brand recognition. So essentially, it's the way that I understand it is very similar to, you like your brand, you keep your brand, you just affix powered by Real or something similar to that in accordance to the state real estate commission, and you're good to go. And that's how I understand this private label. Is very similar to the team model. So that's how I understand that to be. But beyond that, this whole notion of going after teams and brokerages and larger entities, that's something that a lot of brokerages are going after right now. So this is actually one of those strategies that you see right here, and this goes into the where the stock went. But I want to talk a little bit more about this program. So again, Real's going after teams and brokerages. So is EXP. So is basically every other company on the face of this planet that's a real estate brokerage, strategically, because again, at this point, there's less transactions, and the brokerages are willing to make some crazy concessions to attract those top teams. Really, it's a recruiting war at this point. We've had 2 to 3 videos that specifically speak about this is going to be the agent mobility year, meaning that in 2024, agents are going to move. So there's a land grab of individuals that are ready to make the move into another brokerage, or even starting their own brokerage. But where they're at right now is not going to last for long. So models like Real, models like EXP, models like LPT, and a lot of the similar models that came after EXP, they're going after these brokerages or going after these teams, and then hopefully they are able to get them to duplicate, meaning them to sponsor other agents and recruit other agents. So then that passive income essentially becomes the golden handcuffs for those individuals that end up joining these brokerages. So they stay in that forever brokerage at that point. Because right now, if you look at the other models out there, Century 21, Remax, and all this other stuff, all these franchise models, well, unless you own the franchise, every single year you're resetting, every single year you're starting from zero, every single year you're having to prove yourself over and over again. Well, in these other models, that's not necessarily the case. There is resets of caps, there is all that stuff, but you have a passive income component that is very appealing. And again, that's why EXP exploded the way that it did. That's why Real has grown the way that it has. That's why LPT has grown the way that it has, and a lot of other similar models that have come after them. So anyway, congratulations to Real. I'm glad to see that this brokerage is doing well. But let me know what you think. Are you part of Real? Or have you considered looking at Real? Or is there another brokerage that you're looking at? What do you think of the model? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'll see you tomorrow.